Hey guys, it's Tim from Pent Revolution Bike Shop in Odessa, Florida, and today we have a flat in the rear. I've had a lot of questions about how do you change a flat in the rear tire, and I'm going to sort that out for you today. Thankfully, we're going to use the shop stand today to make the repair much easier. So, first thing we want to do when you have a flat is, especially on the rear wheel, is to shift the gear system down to the highest gear or the smallest gear in the back. That'll help you align the gears when you put it back on the bike and help you get the chain in and off. Here's how it works. We're just going to pedal it into that gear. As you can see here, it's shifting down into that high gear. Once you've done that, then we can move around to the back of the bike, open up the quick release, which is here, and it's called a dropout because the wheel will drop out at this point. Now this is an important point. People get nervous about getting this out of the derailleur, and the trick is just push your thumb down on this piece here, and that'll relieve the tension on the chain, and then pull it out. And we'll talk about putting it back together in a minute. Let's go over to the bench and get this changed. So, first thing we're going to do is look for a retaining nut. There's no retaining nut on this one, so that's already been taken care of. Next, we're going to grab our levers, which we never leave without. We always ride with our levers because you never know when you're going to need them. So next, we'll take the lever, pry it over the top, and this tire has got enough flex in it that I think we can just roll it right around the edge of the rim, like so, and pull out the thing and put the rim aside for now. You'll notice that we lined up the valve with the middle of the logo, and that will help us determine where the flat is when we pull the tube out. Also, notice that the tire tread is directional, so it's going to go this way. This way has to go to the front, so keep in mind that you'll need that. So I'm going to pull this out and see if we can figure out what happened to this tube, why it failed, why it's flat. So I'm just looking at it now, and it looks, now this is interesting, it looks like, and we'll just verify it, looks like there's a hole on the inside. Yeah, see that hole? That's on the inside of the tube, which means it's not the tread side, but the side that goes to the rim. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our rim back, and we're going to find our valve hole here, and we can see here that something has probably compromised that tape a little bit. So what we're going to do is, and this is not a roadside repair that I would recommend. But it looks like the puncture was... That's a little bit better. It's a V-Locks. So we like this at the shop. We're going to get it started. You can see there's a hole for where the rim goes, or the valve in this case, not the rim. Obviously the rim goes underneath. But you just line it up like this. And we're going to get a perfect match on there because we're professionals and that's what we do. And now we're going to just roll the new rim tape. And if it gets a little crooked, we're going to straighten it up. So we want it right in that channel. And we're getting to the end. So once we get to the end, we can take our sharp scissors. Special bike scissors, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. You can use whatever you want, but we use these little shears for that. And we tuck everything in. It should be good. We won't need that. Okay, so now that we've determined what caused the problems, we're ready for our new tube. The tube comes with directions, in case you don't understand where the tube goes. You just unroll the tube. First thing you want to do is take the cap off, remove the nut that secures it, and then what I like to do is put a little bit of air in the tube, and you do it like this. Just give it a little puff of air, just enough to get it to inflate just a little bit. You just want a little bit of shape to it. Then you can grab your tire, remembering the orientation of the tire going forward. We're going to look for the trademark again. Look, everyone's going to be happy. Okay, so I know that the orientation of it is going to be rolling toward the front this way. So to put this on the rim correctly, we're going to flip this around. We're going to find this hole where the valve goes. We're going to drop it in there. Now this is where you put your nut back on. And here's something that people do kind of wrong all the time, is they put it on too tight, or they'll tighten it once they have the tire on. You don't want to do that, because it could kind of weld itself against the edge. It's just to hold that valve in place so it doesn't shift when you have it set. So we're going to get in like this. We're going to work one edge in, tucking in that tube as we go. Shouldn't be hard. You shouldn't need levers. Your levers are the ones that you should always use your biologic lever, your thumb, and just get that tucked in there. Okay, and then once you have it like that, you can kind of work it around and get that tire to seat on one side. I'm working it from the back side there. You can see I've got it on this side now. So we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to work our way around getting the tire to seat. Here's a little bit of tube. We want to make sure that's inside, not outside. You don't want to pinch flat. Now, you'll get to this last bit, and it'll seem like it's tough, but if you just push it on the other side, it'll give you some slack to work with, to get your thumbs in there, and just lift that gently over the edge. And there you've got it. You've got it all seated on there. Next, we're going to grab our air, and we're just going to put a little bit of air in there. Just enough to give it shape. And it looks like we've got it's trying to get out of there. So this is why we do it slowly. We're going to release that air out. We didn't catch the bead in there, so we're going to get that replaced. Make sure we have a good seat. Like I said, that's why you go slowly, making sure everything is set right. That happens maybe like 1 out of 100 times, but it happens when I film it. Okay, now we've got just some weight in the tire, some pressure in the tire. We're just going to check it over, make sure that everything is seated correctly. Looks like it is. So now we're going to go back up to the recommended 70 pounds of pressure. Just about there. Okay. We'll close the valve, put on the dust cap. And I want to point out one more thing. you'll notice that this nut has moved up off the rim. That's okay. In fact, you don't want it really tight because it'll, with sweat, moisture, and that sort of thing, it can get really hard to get off the rim with your fingers on a roadside repair. So I like to leave it up a little bit like that. Okay, we're ready to put the wheel back on. And as you'll notice now, it looks like these chains are confusing. People are like, where does this go? I don't remember how it went. All you have to do to remember what to do is you just have to remember that this cassette goes in between these two chains, okay? So to give yourself some slack, we're gonna push down on that derailleur again, slide it into place, carefully put the chain, line it up with that small gear, and then you're gonna pull it up and back, just like this. And then we're gonna put it into the dropout. If you need a little more room, sometimes it's a little sticky getting it in there. Once you loosen it up a little bit, it should go right into the dropout. Come on, get in the dropout. Get in your home. And there we go, we're in. And I don't know if you saw that, but I had to give it a little bit of outside pressure. Sometimes the frame wants to be a little tight, so that helped us get the last bit. So once we get this in, just take your lever and get it to the right amount of tension, and then close it. The bike wheel spins freely, and it should shift as well back to that gear you were in. And that's that. Now you've got your repair done. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below and I will respond as quickly as I can. Remember to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, ring that bell and get notified when you subscribe and I put out a new video. It's not that often, but hopefully they're good videos. Come see us at Bent Revolution in Odessa, Florida, and I'd be happy to help you with all your recumbent needs. Thanks.